And in this breaking story that I'm going to show you, he has gone way over the line with regards to his DEI moratorium, and it's getting worse in this leaked memo I'm going to show you in just a few seconds. And part of this, of course, is coming from his new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and also what Trump wants for himself, destroying some of our actual best kept forms of celebration in this country that do include a lot of our American citizens. But first, real quick, in a few seconds, take a look at what Hegseth said during his confirmation hearing. Take a listen.
Mr. Hegseth, we got to fix this. I think what you've demonstrated today is that you have the talent and the ability and the desire to fix it. How are you going to fix it?
Well, Senator, thank you for the question. First and foremost, up front, you have to tear out DEI and CRT initiatives root and branch out of institutions.
100%.
And then you have to put in Army, Navy, and Air Force secretaries and others, civilian positions at the helm, who are committed to the same priorities that the President of the United States is, and if confirmed, the Secretary of Defense will be. Send a clear message that this is not a time for equity. Equity is a very different word than equality. Equality is the bedrock of our military. Men and women, duty positions in uniform, black, white, doesn't matter. We treat you equally based on who you are in the image of God as an individual. And we all get the same bad haircuts.
From the government agencies that oversee air travel to public health to criminal justice, the debate over diversity is exploding throughout the country. Making good on a campaign promise, President Trump is slashing all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the federal government.
We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
And some of the specificity in the language on this, which should be incredibly disturbing in this breaking story I'm going to show you in a few seconds, looks and sounds like this.
Good morning, Maria. That's right. President Trump's administration is quickly making moves on his promises during the campaign trail. So the president issuing the executive order that all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion offices must close by 5 p.m. today, and all of their staff must be put on paid leave. They also go on to say that this comprehensive order is the most important federal civil rights measure in decades. So here's what needs to be done by the end of the day today. All department and agency heads must notify employees of the closure and that they are now being placed on paid administrative leave.
But the mind-blowing breaking story of what is going to get included that wasn't initially stated or noted is our breaking story. And you better be sitting down when you read this, because it involves no longer celebrating some of the key things related to people of color and women. Here is the story.
Breaking news. Pentagon agency pauses celebration for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Black History Month, and more. Out of Washington, AP, the Defense Department's intelligence agency has paused observances of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Pride Month, Holocaust Days of Remembrance, and other cultural or historical annual events in response to President Donald Trump's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal workplace. The instructions were published Tuesday in a defense intelligence memo obtained by the Associated Press and affect 11 annual events, including Black History Month, which begins Saturday, and National Hispanic Heritage Month. In quotes, we're receiving questions across the workforce on the way forward, the memo said. DIA will pause all activities and events related to agency special emphasis programs effective immediately until further notice. It also noted a pause on, quotes, special observances hosted throughout the year. While Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth were included, the memo said the change would not affect those national holidays. The contents of the memo were first reported by independent journalist Ken Klippenstein and posted to X. On Wednesday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth directed staff to create a DEI task force to ensure no DEI programs remain in the Pentagon. He was quoted as saying, "We're not joking around," Hegseth said in an interview Wednesday with Fox News. "There's no changing of names or softly manipulating something. DEI is gone." The other events listed in the DIA memo are Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, National American Heritage Month, National Disability Employment Awareness Month, Women's Equality Day, and Women's History Month. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked at a briefing Tuesday whether Black History Month would cease to be celebrated. In quotes, she said, "As far as I know, this White House certainly still intends to celebrate, and we will continue to celebrate American history and the contributions that all Americans, regardless of race, religion, or creed, have made to our great country," she said.
There have been a lot of commentary down the road of the campaign leading up to the election on November 5th in 2024 about the fact that Project 2025 and the Republican Party and the GOP and the evangelicals and all those who support Trump was going to make America look literally like the TV show The Handmaid's Tale. Well, you can't get any closer to it than that memo and what just came down just now. It's unbelievable. It doesn't feel like 2025. It feels like 1935. And so understand, folks, while I realize this can be daunting, frustrating, depressing, all of those things, this is why I keep on saying, stay calm, breathe, enjoy your life, keep your energy up, because we have to find a way over the course of the next 2 years before the midterms to bring some balance back to what American culture and American life is about, because this wannabe dictator is going off the rails. Whew! Stay frosty.
Business taxes was always so all-consuming. Now business taxes is having a TurboTax small business expert who handles your